Hi and welcome back to the channel. As we all know, the world's gone a little bit crazy at the moment, and that has also delayed getting some work done on this thing. So today we're going to try and get the roll cage all installed. Yes. Now before I get too far into it, as I usually do, we'll start with a blurb. Last episode I showed that we had a bolt-in cage instead of a welding cage, and that was actually what we were going to fit to the car and bolt it in. Well, we're fitting it to the car, but now instead it's actually going to be semi-welded in. There's a few reasons for that. One is the clamp mechanisms on this is not brilliant. It's very difficult to drill the tubes. It's not an actual bolt-in cage, a true bolt-in cage anyway, where you just get the cage kit, drill the holes and put it together. This one requires some cutting and welding anyway, so I'm going to finish that off by getting some of the brackets welded on rather than bolted. And in the reality, if we had to remove this cage from the car, and there shouldn't really be any need to do so, then we'd probably have to cut it out anyway. So it'll just make things faster and easier. Yeah, basically what happens is this has to come back slightly so that it sits right in the corner there, and that's its position. And then basically it will probably lean forward until that plate sits flat. So these will probably come forward a bit more, and then that should lean in right in that corner there. Okay, so some of you at home may not have one of these gadgets, but they come in very handy. They're not that expensive to buy. It is actually basically like an electronic protractor, I suppose. With this particular cage, it's not true bolt-in. You've actually got to do a little bit of cutting and welding on it. And basically we had to get an angle of just on 23 degrees when we worked it out to cut for the rear legs to get them in the correct position. So that's roughly where it's going to sit. Alright, and that's that plate done. Yep, little tap there. Currently I've got a hose clamp around this, holding this clamp together. They're a slip joint type clamp of sorts, but sometimes it's very difficult to get these things to clamp down properly to actually even drill them and bolt them. Sometimes they can be very difficult. So the hose clamp's not doing a bad job, but trying to tighten it up too much, the hose clamp is just going to strip the threads in that. So I'm going to give it a go with a G clamp as well, just to see whether I can get a bit more tension on it, just to get the top of the clamp a little bit closer to the tube. I mean, it'd be all right there. Welding it certainly wouldn't be a problem, but I'd rather get it as tight as possible and then get a couple of stitches around this to hold it all in place. So we'll give it a bash and see how we go. Alright, I'll get that clamp out of there, and or clamps, and then that should be pretty good. So this hose clamp's not in the best shape. I've destroyed a few trying to get this sorted out, but anyway, hopefully this is pretty much the last weld to do, and well, at least on the main section of the cage, and we'll worry about the rest of it after that. What I'm doing is putting the main cage together now, and the side intrusion bars we'll do a little bit later. The reason that the side intrusion bars, they're not too hard to do those anyway, but on top of that, it just makes it easy to get in and out through the car. Luckily there are no doors on this shell at the moment either. But without the side intrusions, easy to climb in and out. We've got to bolt a fair bit of stuff back into it, electrics and other bits and pieces. Righto, that's all the major welding done. That's the cage in the car. Next step, while we've got the MIG handy, is to sort this out. Basically, this shell here, the factory seat mounting points were cut off, and we're going to put them back in. Well, they were drilled out rather than cut off, I should say. Some of you will be wondering why we're doing that, why we're using the factory seat mounts. Normal service when you build a rally car is that you would weld a tube in from somewhere here across to the tunnel somewhere over here. So basically a tube would run right across, and that's to mount race seats on. In this particular case, this car is going to be driven by drivers who've got different heights, different leg lengths and different builds, and therefore putting fixed position seats in becomes very difficult. So what we're going to do instead with this particular car is run the standard WRX seats, and then they can be just bolted back to the standard position. So I'm going to clean this all up here and weld it in. On this side here on the tunnel, it actually bolts into the factory thread in the tunnel there, so there's no big drama. While I'm also at it as well, I'm going to clean up this cross member down the sides here and put a bit of stitch welds, what they call seam welding, around that as well. Righto, that's the seam welding done and the seat mount in. Just be careful when you're doing this. If you're doing any welding on a car, make sure that you have good ventilation, because there's a lot of sealant and tar and things in these things that can create a lot of smoke, and that can be fairly nasty to breathe in. Also, make sure that you don't have any fuel lines or fuel tanks or anything flammable nearby. This shell doesn't have a fuel tank in it at all, and no fuel lines or brake lines. Okay, so that's the roll cage and the interior welding done that I intend to do for this, which is great. It's something I wanted to tick off for a few weeks now, so I'm grateful to have that done. Thanks very much to Mark, who came and helped me on one of the days. That was good. This has actually been spread over a couple of days because of a few bits and pieces going on in life and the unfolding coronavirus drama as well. It's impacting everybody, and we're no different. I would like to say on a personal note that some of this stuff I've wondered, why is this such a crazy thing? I mean, it just seems like a serious case of the flu. And then other times I've sort of realised that it's a larger crisis than what I originally thought. And if the governments are willing to shut down life as we know it, then things are pretty bad. So look after yourself during this time and your families. If the government in your area is introducing what could be seen as draconian measures, please follow those measures, because the sooner we get through this, the sooner we can return back to normal life and get on with things. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell in the top corner, and might give you something to watch while you're laying on the couch at home if you're not able to go to work or do your normal things. Anyway, next episode, we'll get the interior of the car prepped and painted with any luck. I'll catch you again soon. Cheers.